Hi and welcome to episode 9 of SIGNHOUSE TV. On this episode I talk about Triline and the snap-on modular system of alliance profiles which are great for creating fast and effective directory and door signs. So stay tuned to the episode if you'd like to learn more. Triline is a brand of aluminum profiles we work with. There's really hundreds and hundreds of combinations you can use with these profiles, and I'll be just talking about a few of the range, especially for door sign applications or blade sign or sometimes tabletop signs, and how easy and modular the system is. Triline is a brand from Belgium, and the designers of this company have over many years of experience making modular signs for projects, for directory signs, for wayfinding, and especially these kind of profiles are great for executing in large-scale projects where always time is a factor in execution. Consistency and quality and finish is important rather than fabricating it from scratch. When you have profiles, especially in signage, it makes it a lot easier with a lot less manpower. It just requires a little bit of planning in terms of design, what kind of profile you will finally use, what the client approves, what's the color scheme they'd like, and once it's designed, cut, it's a matter of assembly by a couple of people, and then the main job is just installation on site. And I'll be talking about the Alliance range of Triline profiles today. And the Alliance range mainly covers two primary profiles. We call it the insert profile and the face profile. So if you see in this example here, in the bottom portion I have a insert profile, and why we call it an insert profile is because there's a space, a groove in there for inserting a piece of plastic, paper, any kind of material that you want to slide across, any kind of application where you want to cover up the marking and remove it later. There's a groove there that can accommodate anything that's up to 1.75 millimeters in thickness. So sometimes you might even need it, depending on the graphic there, maybe it's just a protection layer. You would need the insert profile. So the insert profile and the face profile come in many different widths. All of them are 4.5 meters in length, standard. And then the insert profile starts from 15 millimeters, goes all the way up to 217 millimeters in width, and in between 9 different sizes. And the face profile, which is just a flat face, starts at 31 millimeters in width, and then goes all the way up to 248 millimeters in width. And it can be used in a variety of different signs. And like for example in here as well, we've put face profiles to create this totem, which I'll show you a bit later. And what's great about this is just assembly and snap-on in many of the signs. So for example, the one I'm holding in my hand, if you see the back of it is just a clip-on system. So in this design that was approved, say, by a client, from a 4.5 meter length profile, you've decided on the the length. You've already have the standard width, and it's cut down to size, both pieces. And then once you line them up together, it's a matter of just sliding in your synthetic insert and you're done. And then if you want additional support, you can screw it in, you can glue it down, but it's not really required. And then once you when you want to fix it on site on a door or a frame, depending on your requirements or the client's requirement, you can either permanently mount it onto the surface, or using double-side tape or foam tapes, you can just mount it for that application. And then there's different edges also possible with the same profiles. So for example, here we have a much wider face profile with a radial edge. We call it the radial edge. And then here we have one with which we call the click-on edge. Here we have a square edge on all 4 sides, radial again, and we have an ellipse as well. So this is the ellipse edge. So depending on the type of finish, every client, depending on the project, has a different taste, different look they're trying to achieve. All the profiles are standard in anodized aluminum finish, the satin finish. The faces can be directly UV printed, is becoming a very popular option for speed and effectiveness. You can put vinyl cutout letters on it. You can put screen print directly on it. You can put Braille ADA with a Braille pen, like for example on this example. For wayfinding, these are becoming quite important, putting Braille signs. Now I'll show you the construction of a simple and effective blade sign. So depending on the blade sign you're trying to make, you can definitely customize the length to optimize it from the standard length of 4.5 meter. The blade sign can be mounted to the side of the wall of concrete. It's just a couple of pieces, and this combination also can be used for suspended cable signs. So I'll just deconstruct it and construct it again to show you how it works. So those are the end caps, which are in black or gray. So as I mentioned, just two simple face profiles here, and in the insert or the inside of it we have two simple synthetic parts that allow you to do the back-to-back combination of two face profiles. Again, you could use any width of face profile and use the same insert, because these gaps here or these gaps here are the same on all the profiles. So I'll just slide that in, and then if it's a blade sign you're trying to construct, this would be directly screwed into the side of the wall, and then you would just slide in your aluminum profile. Once it's straight, to make sure it's straight. Once the first one is in, the next one is easier, and it's done. Flag sign or blade sign, again with a gap there, we have accessories that we provide that allow you to use the aluminum cable strings that if you need to suspend it. So here I'll show a couple of easy assemblies for the different edges. Here is the radius edge, the slim edge, and the ellipse edge. So in here we just taken the radius profile, inserted the synthetic part, given it the appropriate black end cap, which is screwed into place, and then it's a matter of just assembly and clicking into place. So if you can imagine also, if you're going to mount it permanently onto a wall, you could just directly screw that part onto the wall and then click into place your profile. Or a lot of people also prefer to use double-side permanent bonding tapes. So here you have a nice large surface area as well for permanently for applying foam or high bonding tapes, which allow you to do a permanent bonding onto the wall or surface. So that's with the radius edge, and then same thing here, we have a similar one with the slim edge. So these profiles, you can get them a couple of profiles at a time to make a couple of signs, and obviously you just customize the size. Ideally you optimize the length. You're going to cut it down to maximize the 4.5 meter length, standard length we sell it in. And then it's very easy once you make a design to just cut them down, do some basic installation of just the end caps, and then one guy can just assemble them just like I'm showing you here. So in these examples I've shown you, they are just two side frames, and here's the square edge with again the end cap, and then just click into place. And here it's just a face profile and an insert profile, and obviously you have a space to insert, so you could cover one or the other depending on what wants to be shown. And then some designs you would like to make it all around an even border. So here with the radius all around border with the corner end caps as well. And here's a four-sided square border with gray end caps in the corner. So in these examples, like I'd shown earlier, first you construct the frame, and then you just have to click them into place. So these are just a couple of the simple examples of the door signs and combinations you can make with the Triline Profiles. So this is one of our Totem signs that we constructed with the Triline Profiles. Here again we used only the face profiles, same like I used in the door sign. Like I was saying, it's very modular, and there's really hundreds and thousands of variables and options you can combine it to create different things. But this is a very standard Totem, creating your face profiles, the synthetic part in the back, which I'll show you when I deconstruct it. And then only thing different is that we have what we call a tri-post on both sides, which allow you to construct a profile like this. And then it's very strong, very sturdy, has a steel base at the bottom to keep it secure and fastened. I'll show you how to take out one of these face profiles on the surface. In this specific Totem also, we have UV printed all these logos so that makes it, you get the right color output if you're trying to do especially brand logos. So as an example, I'll show you how we remove this. So it just has a little groove in there, just have to slide it in with a little bit of force, and then it clips on, and then there. And so here again you can see there's a bar for additional support, a couple of them inside to keep it stable because of the size of the profile and the totem. We have the synthetic part there for allows us to do the clip-on. And again, like I mentioned, just a regular face profile, one of the 9 different widths we carry in 4.5 millimeter length. So thank you very much for tuning into this episode. I hope you found it interesting. Please send me some feedback on WhatsApp. Just find my number in the information section of the video. And thank you for those who've already reached out and given me the feedback. Very soon is also the FESPA exhibition in Hamburg, Germany. It's the hometown of Intercoat, who was featured in the previous episode. If you're visiting the expo, please stop in and say hi, or we can talk at one of our partner booths. And if you're not, make sure to catch my status updates to see some of the new products we'll be launching after the FESPA show. Thank you very much.